So Dee, after you've raced, let's assume you had a successful race, crossed the line, goal achieved. What do you like? How do you like to celebrate nutritionally after that moment?
Definitely the big dirty burger.
Big dirty burger, same as
fries, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's what I crave all the time. Obviously, you lose a lot of salt, so it's good to get salt in the chips. And a beer. Not very ladylike, but it's nice to have a beer, refreshing beer as well. And then obviously a few little treats, cake, chocolate. I think you burn it after the race. Worked hard.
Absolutely, got to take that time to celebrate.
Yeah, exactly.
Superb. That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Cheers. So Charlie, have you had any nutritional disasters in any of your training or racing?
Yeah, I think most people probably have. I mean, for me, it's not a particularly nasty disaster. It wasn't anything that caused me to be ill. It just caused me to have kind of ruin my race, I suppose. I raced Ironman in Lanzarote last year. It was my first Ironman. Conditions were hot. It's windy. I prepared for it, but I tested and used something which when I came to the race, I didn't follow the same pattern. I found I couldn't digest it. I was struggling to eat, and I just didn't eat and drink enough. So yeah, 20 miles into the run, after not eating and drinking enough on the bike, I just paid the price for it, and I had to sit down and kind of have quite a few words to myself, and just sort of sit there for a bit, get a gel down me, and kind of rest for about half an hour really. By the time I really got back up and walking and running again, it was a good experience, shall we say. At the time, I was pretty confident that would be the last time I ever did an Ironman, ever. This is rubbish, I'm never coming back to this. 2 weeks later, I signed up for my next one, so obviously wasn't that bad. But
some of the early races are that opportunity to test our nutrition strategy.
Yeah, I think in hindsight, it was good. It was good for me. It gave me a bit of maturity that I needed. I need to experience that. And if you know what when you are at that low point, you know what it feels like. You know how to deal with it. If you've never been and experienced that, you can be quite kind of scary actually.
Great. So don't fear failure.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, absolutely.
We can learn.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
Cheers.
Great. So Declan, we're just discussing if any of you team free speeders have had nutritional disasters that you've learned from in racing.
Too many to mention. I'm still learning every day. I'll give you two. One was a couple of years back in Hawaii. The swim starts pretty intense. You get into the water maybe 10 minutes before the cannon goes off, so everyone's waiting. I got up late for some reason, failure to prepare, stuffed the breakfast down, got the necessary calories into me about an hour and a half before actual race start. So I'm feeling nervous, anxiety, you have the old butterflies in the stomach, but started to retch pretty quickly. About 2 minutes to go, and then just emptied my bowels, emptied my guts. Everything came out everywhere.
Before the race,
this was in the water.
Wow!
So everybody's ready, and it was quite beneficial in a way because you were able to cover the water with a film of your vomit, and that meant you were given space for the first time. So, as I say, it worked out quite well initially, but for the next 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, I was suffering because I couldn't get anything back into my stomach. So, lesson learned: make sure you eat well before the actual event. And the second one was in Germany. Night before the race, so pre-race meal very important. My parents were over there, very traditional meat and veg and potato type people, and we walked around Frankfurt looking for an appropriate establishment for that in a big city. We found an Irish bar about 9:30 that night, and all I could eat was pizza and sausage, really, but that's all was available for me at the time. So, and next morning, let's just say the next 2 hours before the race, I decorated the inside of various toilets quite spontaneously, and again emptied all the fuel and all the necessary preparation from weeks before in terms of nailing my nutrition. Everything went out the window, and it's
very difficult to replenish what you've already lost before a race.
Out the window, or
Out the window, in fact, out every working orifice, if you like. But yeah, so again, there's lessons
don't take
learned.
risks.
Don't risk. Yeah, get it done. Be selfish, if you like, for the first time, because it's really important. You've trained for so long that you don't want to risk it.
So, Alain, the hard work is done. You've done the training. You've done the race. What do you enjoy eating to celebrate just a little bit after you've crossed the line?
Basically everything.
Okay.
And mostly, I'm a huge burger fan and chips fan, so I eat on race day in the evening if I can eat. That's an issue sometimes, but if I can, then the first burger is on race day evening, and the second one is the next day during lunch, and then in the evening again. I'm a huge burger fan, and I check all the fast food chains out. Yeah, because I don't eat them during the last 12 weeks of the preparation, because as what some of my mates said, you always have to think whether it makes you a better athlete, so I cut out the burgers. At least the fast food burgers, I sometimes do them myself. But after the race, all the work is done, and then the eating part is one of the cool stuff after the race.
Yeah.
You can eat as much as you want.
Fantastic. Thanks very much.